Roll call here at the conference center. We've got Bob, Bill, Troy. We've got Leah, Bob, myself, and online we've got Fatin and Jason.
And Jerry is in Chicago, couldn't make it.
Okay. And so we do have a majority, so let's go right to public comments.
We don't have anybody online.
Seeing that, no public comments. Let's go right into approval of the financials report for fiscal year 24-25 through June 30th of 2025.
All right, well, in front of you on the top, and for those of you that are online, it was sent by email with a link. The financial reports for last fiscal year, which encompasses the 2024 Washington County Fair, which operated July 1st, 2024, and the financial year closed out June 30th, 2025. So these are the financials you guys saw all of last year. Last time you saw them was in May, I believe, and when we met in July, they hadn't been published yet. So this is the final for last fiscal year. We always get them about this time of year. And if you look on the second page, at the very, very last number, I'm pleased to report that we made a profit of $432,091.72 for the 2024 financial year. And I went back and did some looking, and I just want to say that when this board made the decision to go 10 days all those years ago, this is exactly what we predicted was going to happen. Remember, in the years we were 4 days, there was a lot of years we lost money, and there was a lot of years we barely broke even. 10 days is allowing us to be open longer and generate more funds, because the fair is an extremely expensive operation to put on, and it costs about the same no matter if it's 4 days or 10 days. So it gives us a longer time to generate revenue, and it's paying off. So you know, that was our fourth year of the 10-day fair. And I will say that all the years that we've had the 10-day fair, it's been profitable, but this has been the most profitable year. So it was really great. I want to thank the board for everything you guys have done to support us through the 10 days and all the challenges, yet great opportunities we've had. And so the financials are paying.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Yes.
Any questions on fiscal year 24-25 through June 30th report?
Anybody online have questions, Jason or Fatin?
No questions.
No questions for me.
Thank you.
Would we accept the 24-25?
Okay, Bill made a motion to accept 24-25. Bob made a motion to second it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Online, Jason, Fatin?
Yes, approved.
Beautiful. All right, let's go into financials for fiscal year 25-26, taking us through August 30th of 2025.
So this is the first time you have seen the financials since our fair ended in June or in July. I just want to preface by saying that we have not paid all the bills yet. We still, actually, I will say that we paid most of the remaining bills in September. We just paid some final bills just last week, and I think we have 2 still outstanding. It takes a lot of time to get people to send their invoices in, and then for us to get them reconciled. There's a lot of times where bills come in and we have to say, nope, those charges aren't right. This was wrong, send it back, kick it back. And sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times to get an invoice corrected before we can pay it. So by the time we see each other next, all the bills from the fair will be paid because we've only got a couple outstanding.
Are these small bills or large bills?
So one is, well, the ones that happen in September is a lot of big ones. So, but the ones that we're just paying this last week and the couple we've got outstanding, one's a big one, is the Sheriff's Department. We just got that one, and that's $250,000.
Right.
And then we've got a couple other small ones.
Okay.
Steve's bill for security services, Steve Bolsteck's, and yet he's moved to Utah. I don't know if you guys know that.
He moved to Utah.
Yeah, he built a house, moved to Utah, but rest assured he will be coming back for the fair, but he's has been a little bit busy, so he hasn't got us his invoice yet. So we've got a couple small ones, and then the Sheriff's Department one still outstanding, but we paid a lot of big bills in September. So what you see in July and August is revenue that's all booked. And obviously, we will still have transient lodging tax that's coming in throughout the year, but that's the revenue from the fair. We might have a couple other little things in September. I don't recall right off the top of my head, but we did very well. There's a couple things that I want to point out, and actually I need to advance my slides. Hold on. So if you look at where we're at for actual for year to date to budget, for example, like livestock camping, we made $460 short of our budget estimate. Remember, budgets and estimates, what we think we're going to get. So we did very well. Commercial booth rental, Bob exceeded budget by just about 15,000. So great job, Bob, selling booths. Parking fees, we exceeded it by just a little bit. So we did good estimating what we thought we were going to bring in for parking. Sponsorship, we got really close. Bob's doing a great job rebuilding this sponsorship program. It's been really challenging to get it to come back after COVID, but we get a little bit more every year. But I do want to point out that carnival fees are down for the first time in many, many years. So Bob and I have a meeting scheduled with our carnival company at the end of November. We're going to meet with them and really talk about, you know, they were missing some big rides this year.
Yeah,
There
it
was
seemed like real short.
we were short 3 large rides. So our contract with them is for a certain number of rides.
I lost the voice. Do you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, I'll speak louder. So they did have the number per the contract, but they weren't the level and size that they were supposed to be. So we are meeting with them. But the other thing that we are going to have a conversation with the carnival is their pricing. Their pricing is very, very expensive. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't take a ton of money to drag a carnival here from California and operate it with the cost of fuel and inflation and, you know, staffing and all the stuff that has to be done. They have an enormous cost as well. But for us to have our attendance up 11%, our food and beverage program up 9%, and to have our carnival down 8%, something's not quite adding up. So we're going to be looking into that. And we will be reminding them that their contract has 1 more year left on it. So there are other carnival contracts or companies out there that have approached us that would be, you know, interested in coming. That doesn't mean we want to give up our partnership with Butler. They've been a wonderful, wonderful partner for us for very many years. But we have noticed some slipping in the last couple of years, getting a little bit comfortable. So we want to look at that. And so we'll give you an update when we meet with them next. But that's just something that I think that has really stuck out to us, that, you know, in a year where everything else is up, that's down. But we're going to be looking into that.
What about the Fast Pass?
So
I heard a lot of negative.
the Fast Pass is $10 to add it.
Okay.
And for this, it just depends on, I guess, your perspective. There's some people who, my daughter bought it and she said it's the only way to go. They only sell so many a day and she wants to go to the front of the line, and she had the $10 to spend. And so she spent her $10 and wanted to ride Fast Pass. Now, some people don't think it's a good value. Some people think it is. We did have to work with them to make sure they were limiting it to a lot less than they started with. In 2024, they sold way more Fast Passes than they should have. And so a Fast Pass really wasn't doing anybody any good. So we had to dial it back and say, you can only sell a percentage of the ride passes that are out there. So it's not just everybody's getting bumped up and then nobody's Fast Passing because everybody's in the Fast Pass line. And like Disneyland, they used to sell a Fast Pass to everybody, and now they limit them. So otherwise the Fast Pass lanes get overrun. So we're going to be working on that. But then if you look at our carnival, or not our carnival, I'm sorry, our concessions, we were up 9% on concessions, which is our food and beverage program. And that did very, very well. And then our transient lodging tax is trending right where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So did overall very well for our revenues. And then throughout the rest of the year, we'll have our transient lodging tax coming in. Flipping over to our expenses, like I said a little bit ago, we're still paying some expenses. But if you just kind of go straight to the last page, you know, we are, I'm anticipating we're gonna be right at budget. So, but we did pretty good. So if you look at, like, a great example is, let's see, janitorial and sanitation. I think we still have one bill to pay on that one, but it's gonna probably come in under budget from what I recall off the top of my head. But some interesting things is, remember last year we added 4 account codes to start tracking better. One was sanitation, one was safety, one was commercial vendor expenses, one was concession expenses. Concession expenses, I significantly underestimated, I believe. I think because we're gonna have a few more bills coming in for concessions. And it's not that concessions cost us more, it's just that now we are really refining what is charged those accounts. So, for example, dining tents, we rent a lot of dining tents, big giant dining tents, and dining tents are expensive to rent. And I charged those for the first time to concessions this year, because
Okay.
that's a part of concessions. So, where before we just charged it to general equipment. Now we're gonna start really refining things. So, again, on security, every time somebody is using security, so if there's a security guard at the concession gate, that security charge doesn't get charged the security line item, it's getting charged the concession. If there's a security guard at Bob's commercial booth gate, which there was and there is, it's getting charged to his commercial line item. So we're really doing very cost accounting. We want to know what each of these areas of our business line are actually costing us. So we're just refining that business model a lot. So we'll get better with our estimating. But I think for the first year that we were estimating and having these new account codes, we did pretty darn good. Go ahead. Did you have a question?
What's OEIs?
That is a county department, the Office of Equity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement. So that's one of those, the county auditor, the OEICE, county emergencies, ITS, those are all the charges that we get from the county every month. It's our share of being a department.
Okay.
So, and that starts at the account 51485 Board of Commissioners and goes all the way through to 51527 liability insurance. So those are all county charges that we get charged. And then moving right along, some of our other expenses that came in a little more expensive this year, again, that we exceeded our budget line items on. Entertainment expenses ended up costing us about $15,000 more than we anticipated. And a lot of that is just goods cost us more. For example, the rental equipment that we have to rent to support the program cost us more this year. And I also charged some more things to that department. So when we have security guards that are guarding the entertainment gate, I'm charging it to the entertainment instead of to the security line item. So we're going to be perfecting that as we go and start having these other account items. The other special expenditures, you'll see that one exceeds as well. So there's 2 things that go on in that line item, and that is the Fair Board breakfast. And then also there are new rules about providing water and electrolyte beverages for people that are working outside. So these rules came into effect from the state a couple of years ago. And so we have to buy pallets and pallets of water and electrolyte drinks to provide to people working outside. And that includes staff and volunteers. And Bob orders those, and so he knows how expensive it is. Those pallets cost us $12,000. It's very expensive. It's shocking how much water and Gatorade really costs, but that's one of those special expenditures that we have to buy. So that went into that program. Those just cost us more this year than we anticipated. So we'll do a little bit better on budgeting for that. Other than that, I think we did pretty good on expenses. Parking expenses, I think we have one more bill to pay in parking, but we'll come in under budget for parking. And then our 4-H and FFA expenses did very well again as well. So we're doing good. We'll see more of the bills come out in September and those last few stragglers in October. So by the time we see each other at our next board meeting, we will have all the expenses and the revenue in.
Perfect. Any discussion on fiscal year 25-26 through the 30th of August?
Nothing from my side. Thank you.
Looks good.
Okay. We get a motion to accept fiscal year 25-26
I'll make that.
through August. Okay, Bob made the motion.
I'll second that.
Second,
Agree.
Jason. Okay, roger that. That's all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposition. Seeing none, that's approved.
Did I hear Jerry?
Jerry's not on.
Yeah, Jerry's not on, that's right. All right, presentation reports. Let's go to the 2025 county fair recap.
Okay, well, I only have a brief recap for you today. And here on the screen, I'm just calling these our fast facts. So you can see that our attendance was up 11% this year. I'd like to just have you take a quick glance at 2023 and then 2025. I mean, 2024, we did great, but we've come a long way. Every time I talk about 199 and 28,000 people, Bob's heart breaks just a little bit because he
200.
really,
200.
he's just calling it 200, but I stick to the 199,028. His goal was to make sure our marketing brought in 200,000 people, and I think that he did an excellent job. Our sheriff's department assures me that they turned away at least 2,000 people at the gate for various different things that they didn't want people to come in for. He said, so it would have been over 200,000, but that was our attendance. Those are our turnstile numbers. And as a reminder, we don't count anybody but people through the gates. We don't count our staff. We don't count 4-H. We don't count 4-H or FFA families. We don't count janitorial. We don't count concession people. We don't count people who are working here. We don't count entertainment. Most of the fairs in the state count everybody. They count every person. They count every vendor working in a vendor booth. They count every volunteer. They count every person scrubbing a toilet. They count all the 4-H and FFA kids and families, and we don't. We only count the people that come through the gate to attend the fair. Carnival revenue, like we talked about just a little bit ago, we're slightly down 8%. We'll be looking into that. I mean, we still did well financially, but there's just,
There's room for improvement.
yeah, there's definitely room for improvement. We've got to figure out something there. Concession revenue up 9%, did very, very well. And I attribute this 9% to some degree. Obviously, we have a attendance bump, but we replaced our alcohol provider this year. And I don't know if any of you really noticed. I know I noticed things like that. His bars were decorated very, very well, and they were staffed very well. The people were talking to the crowds. They did a really great job. First time selling alcohol in Oregon, first time selling alcohol at our fair. I've seen them at fairs in Arizona and California and Washington. And so I was able to lure them down here and do for us. And so he's got lots of big ideas for next year to even improve that program, but they did great. But our revenue up 9%. Commercial booth revenue, Bob, 6% up, did a great job in selling booths. Parking revenue up 1%, so up, but still right about where we need to be. And I do want to point out that we really do encourage people to ride light rail to the fair. That's one of our big tenets on social media and our website, because our parking lots really can't handle any more people. We're pretty much maxed out. For those of you that have been here on an evening or a weekend day, our parking lot is maxed out. I'm trying to remember, I think it was both Saturday nights, Dan Larkin, our parking manager, says there's no more room. We're turning cars away. So it's a great problem to have, but our parking lots are full on those very, very busy nights. So our parking lots are at capacity. So we will continue that messaging of ride share and riding light rail. And then livestock entries, we're still waiting on final numbers for 4-H, but it appears that our numbers are strong, but they will not be at our 2024 levels because open class dairy goats were with us in 2024 and they bring like 300 goats. So we're probably more in the 400-ish range like we were in 2023. But once we get those final numbers, we'll get that to you at our next meeting. But dairy goats will be coming back this year, so we'll have those numbers pumped up again. And we also had the perfect recipe for weather. We had 10 days of absolutely glorious weather. I don't know if any of you went to the Oregon State Fair. They got absolutely hammered. I know you went to the Oregon State Fair, absolutely hammered for the first 5 days of their 11-day run on weather, 108-degree temperatures. It was just really hard on them. So knock on wood, we had really great weather. I always say we can do absolutely everything right, but if the weather doesn't cooperate, we're in big trouble. So we had great weather, and so things went very, very well.
Hey, Bob, the alcohol guy, his concession stands were so good. I went up to the booth looking for lemonade and found out it was an alcohol booth.
It's true. It was hard lemonade.
Oh, yeah.
They called it loaded lemonade.
But it looked like the typical lemonade stand.
It does.
When I went up there and found out.
A lot of, did he sell you a lemonade?
Oh, no, I just want to eliminate it. He didn't have it, so I gave it to a food vendor and got it.
Yeah, that's fun. That probably happened.
But yeah, that was, he really decorated them good.
Coconut guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the coconut guy. Did you see the coconut guy?
No,
He did, he was a show. He was a handful.
He was something.
He would machete a coconut open and take the guts out and then pour rum in it and make a coconut drink. And he couldn't.
and then hand you the coconut.
Yes, with a straw in it. And
Sold a lot.
he couldn't
Wow,
sell
yeah.
enough. I mean, but he was a performer. He was a performer.
That's good.
People really loved it. So, but he was a handful for staff to manage, but we're bringing him back because he did very well. But, he wasn't the staff's favorite vendor, so.
Well, we should have put the axe throwing booth right next to it.
Oh, geez, don't give him any ideas.
Right on.
And when you come to the Oregon Fairs Association, convention in 2 weeks, our alcohol provider is going to be here providing alcohol as a sponsorship for OFA. So we're really pleased to be bringing that, and so you'll
Oh,
get to
good.
meet him and talk to him about his experience at the fair. And then we're also bringing in the axe throwing trailer to the Oregon Fairs Association convention. So
There you go.
there you go.
Start practice.
Right.
I meet you down at the practice.
We do have a place here in
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Hillsborough.
Yep, right downtown.
I went down and saw Cheap Trick with my sons,
Oh, good.
and it was a job getting in there.
Yeah,
And
it is.
I had forgotten, I hadn't been down there for a while.
Yeah.
It was a pretty warm night. It wasn't the other end of the,
Right.
but, and because I had my sign, we could go to the handicap and they let us through.
Yeah.
And there were lots of cars that didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, it was in the evening too, so it's.
And they have a lot of traffic challenges as well. So we feel for them. Bob and I attended the Western Fairs Association Feature Fair Tour in August. And it was at the Deschutes County Fair this year. And I had never been to the Deschutes County Fair because it is literally 4 days after our fair. And I don't want to see a fair 4 days
Oh,
after
sure.
our fair.
Yeah.
So for the first time in 25 years, I finally went to that fair. And boy, they had parking challenges, but they also had softball size hail, thunder, lightning, rain. They had to do stops for lightning 2 nights in a row. So they didn't get the heat, but they got the other kind of weather. And
Right.
so, yeah.
I understand they had 105 steers for their auction.
Well,
My sister went over and.
That's impressive.
that is impressive. But yeah, so we got to see in real time a carnival that had to get stopped for lightning, and have the whole fairgrounds shelter place for what, 2 hours?
I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then the next, did you say the next day?
Yeah,
it
and
was-
the next day softball by hail, so they had some weather challenges, so. Yeah.
Yeah, repair shops made money.
Yeah.
Oh, cars.
And that was hit harder than Redmond.
Yeah. And then moving right along into our advertising and marketing, and I will throw it over to Bob to talk to you about our metrics for marketing and advertising.
Kind of took a different approach to TV this year, and we just did news, 100% news. So morning and evening news, that's where we put all of our money in. And I think that was the right direction. Financially, it made the most sense as well. Not a lot of people, I will say, watch cable TV during the day per se. So really people that are waking up to go to work will have the news on. And then in the evening after they put their kids to bed, they'll watch a little bit of the news just to catch up. So that was the thought process with TV. Radio, we bought 3 stations this year. Last year we only bought 1. So we went country, classic, and then kind of a pop station, Charlie FM. We just got a steal of the deal with the ad buy for radio. So I said, why not try it? And last year we had really good traction with the Wolf, and they did some great promotions for us. And they did the same thing. They ended up interviewing Ned Ledoux on station and gave away a whole bunch of tickets on station. So that was kind of cool and fun and different because they're looking for content right? All outlets are looking for content, so, we gave them something. And then we can't ever get away from billboards, because that's my favorite form of advertising, because it's so affordable and so good. So,
A lot of people spend time in their cars.
yeah.
You know, I
especially
saw some
when it's-
ads on Hallmark.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
CTV, actually, that's the next slide.
Okay.
So just, we'll skip down to CTV. So we did 150,000
Tell them
English.
what CTV is.
So connected TV. Some people call it OTT, over the top television. So it's cord cutters basically. So on Hallmark or any of these other stations where you have your Roku set up, or your Netflix, or anything that you can plug into your TV. A lot of these now, these TV sets won't even have something. It'll just be built in. And so we can actually reach into zip codes now and advertise directly to particular zip codes, and we can drop ads in to your TV sets. And so there's 187,000 people that live in Washington County, and we did 150,000 ads in English only. And then we did 150,000 Spanish only ads. So we got that community here at the fair, and it was very noticeable this year. If you were walking around, you could tell we had a great mix. And it's cheaper than actual television advertising. So it's about $35 to $40 an ad. And you can't get better than that, because it's so focused. It's so focused, and you're not advertising to the east side of Portland. You're not advertising to Vancouver or the coast like you do on 2, 6, 8, and 12. You're just in our community, which is fantastic. It's like geofencing was back in the day, but now we can do it with TV ads. So it's great. And it's unskippable content. That's another thing that's huge, is you can't skip it. So, social media, our paid social media this year got more expensive. So all the stuff we did with Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, was more expensive than last year. Everything's going up in price. So our metrics, cost per ad, was way higher, but all of our impressional value was relatively the same. Our organic social media was a lot better this year than last year, because we had a small snafu with our organic, where we did a ticket giveaway. Somebody kind of started to do a scam campaign, and so that drove our metrics down organically last year. So we doubled our organic presence this year, which was good. So the number one thing that we do with social is we know we're hitting the right people because of the feedback we get. So we're getting a lot of good, positive attitudes, and people are really eating up our search engine optimization through our website. Our website is our sole source for information, because we don't sell tickets, because we don't have paid concerts. The only way you can really get our messaging in the end is through our website. So our website has a very strong presence, which is great. And we've streamlined it a lot. So it's very, you go here for your information, and it's very readily available. So while people will say metrics are off for our website, it's actually on. So we don't have long stays anymore. People are like, oh, we want you to stay on our website and shop and do all that stuff. We're not selling anything. We're just an informational gathering spot. So we don't want long stays. We want them to be happy, go right to what they want, get to the fair. So we've definitely succeeded there. So our click-through rate with SEM was 38%. Last year it was 60%. That's crazy. I mean, 38% is nuts. And the reason it came down to 38 is because we spent 4 times the amount of money. Because we did so good last year. I said, well, why don't we just completely go after it? And still at 38%, you can see the industry average is less than 5. So
And 28 million impressions is.
28 million impressions is something. For the amount of money we spend, I mean, it's pretty insane, because I know what other fairs spend and what they get for impressional value. And so we're kind of we do well. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm to the point where I think we're saturated enough to where I don't think, I mean, we'll talk about this later, but I don't think we need to spend more. We're everywhere. You can't miss us, so.
And I do want to talk a little bit about the the TV stations and the radio personalities that we get out here, there's a great example of Dave Selesky there on live on screen. Bob does an excellent job of getting those TV folks out here and radio hosts out here. So they're out here talking about the fair. That picture on the screen, it's hard to see on the left, but those are two in the studio having dairy women's milkshakes. They're eating them while Dave is talking to them while he's at the dairy booth. And we did that intentionally. We had a runner run down milkshakes and get them to the studio so that while Dave was talking about the dairy women in studio, they were drinking it and talking about how good it was.
That
And-
segment was,
It was awesome. That segment was awesome. And those are the kinds of creative things, and people love that.
Oh, yeah.
And then the TV station loves it. It makes them want to come out and do more things with our fair. Dave Selesky has volunteered to be the MC for the Oregon Fairs Association at our conference in
Oh,
June.
nice.
So because he had such a great experience out here at the fair, and he's like, yeah, I want to be part of more fairs. So kudos to Bob, great job. I say it all the time, and I'm gonna keep saying it. He does an absolute excellent job. He lives here during the race. We're here at 3 o'clock in the morning to let the radio stations, the TV stations in, and he's still here at midnight when we're closing because he is making sure that all the media and all the stuff is taken care of all the time. And it shows with the numbers that we've got and the partnerships that we're getting from our local media. So great job.
What's in the coffee?
right, Friday's a long
Lots
day.
and lots.
Good.
Opening day is a long day. We had all 4 stations out here on Friday.
Good.
Don't worry, during the week, I don't let him come in till 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
He doesn't know that I sneak in anyways. They can't stand it.
Well, I think you did a great job.
Yeah, you
Good
did.
job.
It went well, yeah. I was very, very pleased this year.
Yeah, very well. And then before I move on, and we'll let Kristen come on and talk about 4-H here in just a minute. I just want to talk about our staff in general. So, you know, I tell you guys every year about what a great staff we have, and we do, and their dedication, and they are really great. We're a little short-staffed at the moment. For those of you that were here when Jeff Walls was here, you know, Jeff left us last December, and he is extremely hard to replace. We still haven't found an employee to replace him. So it was a little bit of a struggle this year in managing things when we don't have those longtime employees that are here. He's not here anymore. He moved to Minnesota. So we're doing great, but there's less staff than we used to have. So we are we're doing some recruiting right now, trying to get some those employees replaced. So keep your fingers crossed that we find some good candidates here in the next couple of weeks, because we're going to be interviewing again. But we work long hours. Our staff is great. Our maintenance staff is stellar. Our event staff is stellar. We get compliments all the time about how great they are, and they are great. So I just always like to give them a shout out whenever I can. So other than that, I don't have anything more to report today. I'll have more information about the fair as we wrap up our financials at our next meeting, and then we'll really start kicking off our 2026, July 24th through August 2nd. And as a reminder, every 7 years, our fair jumps into August. It's just the way the calendar falls. So next year, our dates will conflict with the shoots, which happens every 7 years. And Young Hill, that's right, because they changed their dates. So, but we intentionally have our dates set so we never conflict with Clark County. We can't conflict with Clark County because we share Carnival and we share Market. So while we might conflict with others, you know, outside of our area like Deschutes or Yamhill, in our own metropolitan market, we can't conflict with Clark County. So everybody gets a little upset when we bump every 7 years into August for the 1 year, but it is something that we do. So we get questioned about it this time. Are you sure those are your right dates? Yep, we are sure those are our right dates. So, and with that, Kristen is on. Let me give Kristen.
The advertising guy doesn't like being pushed in August either.
Yeah.
2 names with your advertising. Oh, it's an extra second of an ad.
All right,
Hey, folks.
Kristen. On?
She is.
Yep, there she is.
I am on. Sorry, I teach at North Plains Library, I think, and it kind of conflicts. So I tried to jump on as soon as I could. So I missed the first couple minutes. But yeah, I will say this. I've been knee deep in data from our 4-H families. We did some big changes this year, and one of them being that we moved our hearth exhibits to the wingspan. And it's been, I would say, 80% of our 4-H families really, really loved it. And then some people said maybe just more signs. So I think that was really good to hear because that was a huge collaborative effort from everybody, like fair event staff. So like Leah and Bob and Albert and the team. We tried to be really intentional when we made this move. And I think it was kind of tough for people at first, but once everybody saw how well done it was overwhelmingly positive. So that was really great to see. And then people really loved having the clover leaf as a space just to be. And so a lot of families really enjoyed that we had like some activities like friendship bracelet making for the younger kids. So that was really positive to see that, the clover leaf came to be a place where people can kind of hang out and have snacks and cool off. So that was really helpful. And then, you know, I didn't really get that much issues about parking when I first joined this role. I heard a lot about parking and I wondered if it was really truly a parking issue, and it may not have been. It may just be maybe some communication about where folks need to go and when. So some of the big problems that I thought we would have didn't really seem to be as big of problems. So that was really great to see. So yeah, we're still kind of trying to look at things like post fair and trying to get some of that impact report together. But overall, it was pretty cool, especially with the big changes.
Thank you, Kristen. I want to echo a big shout out to Kristen and Deanne. The change from the hearth exhibits from Cloverleaf, where they've been since the 1970s, to the wingspan was a big change, and it was a heavy lift, and that heavy lift was on Kristen's and Deanne's shoulders. I was just the cheerleader in the background saying, do it, it's going to be great. And it was absolutely beautiful. And I know that, like she said, 80% of their families loved it. We got an overwhelming response from the public about how much people loved it. Every night when either myself and Albert or Bob and I were closing the building down, of people that were in there looking at the exhibits that we were like, we're closing, you're gonna have to come back another day. Please come back to the fair and see these exhibits. But they absolutely loved it. Just the number of people that were in there and the comments we got back at the information booth, how much people loved having 4-H in the building, and they thought that the setup and the way it was displayed was very beautiful. So thank you, Kristen and Deanne. I know it was a really big, heavy lift, but for us, it really paid off. And I think that Bob did a great job working with Kristen and Deanne on getting some of our media partners in there on opening weekend to tell people, hey, 4-H has moved into the wingspan and look at all the great things that are going on. And I think that helped as well. Anything else from you, Kristen?
No, not at this time.
Thank you, Kristen.
Oh, thank y'all.
You bet. I take it we have no public, right?
Right.
So no comment.
Correct.
No CIO?
No. In fact, I'm going to probably take this off from our agenda. I think I told you at our last meeting in July that we are no longer a department underneath the county administrative office. We have been moved to under the facilities department. So the county administrative managers that we've always seen at our meetings before will no longer be attending because we're not under their purview anymore. We are under facilities. Laurel Brown, who is the facilities director, was she here in July? Did she come to our July meeting?
She was at the breakfast.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
She came to the breakfast. So she is committed to coming to a fair board meeting occasionally, but she is buried in meetings all the time.
I can't hear you. You have a frozen picture and I cannot hear you. Do you still hear me? Oh,
I can hear you, Fatin, but I can't hear the group in the meeting.
yeah.
Same here.
The picture is gone. Picture is gone also.
Can you hear us or see us?
Can hear you now.
Okay, are we still frozen?
You are not.
Okay. What was I saying? I forgot. Anyway, so
About
we don't
Laurel
have a,
joining, about Laurel joining the occasional board meeting.
Well,
oh, yes. So we won't have a county administrative office update, so I will take that off. But we are one of 4 other departments under the facilities division. So she spreads her time out amongst all the divisions. So she will see us occasionally. So we'll just take that off moving forward. But board announcements, I only have one announcement, and then I'll certainly leave time for you all to make any announcements that you have. But it's just about the Oregon Fairs Association convention. It's in 2 weeks. I have you all registered. The agenda is on the website. I will send you out the agenda as well. We are hosting this conference, so I'm so pleased that you're all making time to attend. I really appreciate that. I know that some of you cannot be here the whole time, and I get it. You know, Jason's gonna come Thursday night and Friday night, and Jerry's gonna come Thursday night and Friday night, and those will be the times that we see them. But please, as you're, you know, with your schedules for those days, as you can make it, please try to attend. We do have some sessions that are just for Fair Board members. Please try to attend those. I'll send you the agenda, but also just talking to people and getting to know people and thanking people for attending. We're really excited to have it here, showing off our facility. The convention's never been in Washington County before. Bob and I have been working our tails off to get this convention really. You remember when we used to go to it when it was in Albany, how big it was?
Yeah.
And then really, since it left Albany, it's been bounced around a little bit, and it's gotten really small. And so our goal was to make it big again, and I think we're succeeding. Like the trade show booth has got what, over 40 booths in it. We haven't had that in years, and we've got just about 200 people registered to attend, which is great. So we're really trying to work to add it back and really make it. And the agenda, you know, Bob was looking at the agenda, Bob goes, I want to attend everything. Well, we want you to have so many things to do that you want to come back next year. So thank you all for agreeing to attend. I will give you the agenda, and please just, you know, let me know. And when
We're parking out here.
yes, park out here. And please, when you're here, wear your badge. And if you don't have your badge, if you can't find it or whatever, let me know and I'll get you another badge. And Fatina, I have your badge in the office. Please.
Thank you. Thank you, Liz.
So that's the only announcement that I have.
How much money can I throw around in the, you know,
Oh, for our scholar, for our
Yeah.
donation,
Yeah. 3,000 to
5,000.
5,000?
Five work. We made so much money.
Want to think about it?
let me look at, I mean, I think last year we did 3,500.
Something like that.
We're hosting.
I mean, if you guys want to do 5, we'll make it work. I mean, we've got some spots in the budget that I feel okay about it. It's certainly up to you. You guys can vote and decide if you want to do that. I'm okay with it. It goes to support a great cause. It goes for 4-H and FFA scholarships.
Yeah.
I know, and so some of you that have been there in the past, that when we kick it off, that Washington County is going to make a donation, other county fairs follow suit. Normally it's Deschutes. And I don't know that Deschutes will do that this year, and I don't know that they will be in attendance this year.
We want to be the bragging rights.
But last year, after we made our announcement and the Deschutes made their announcement, for the first time ever, some other fairs actually stepped up and did some big donations, Klamath being one of them as well.
Right.
So I think that that's a great strategy. It does, I mean, we do a lot of scholarships for 4-H and FFA kids throughout the state from that fund. So it's near and dear to my heart. I think it's a great program. I love that every year we get to hand out a lot of scholarships.
So do we have to vote on that?
You usually do. So it's up to you if you want to make a motion or if you want to decide that night. I mean, it's however you guys want to do it. And Bob or Bill usually likes to be the one that stands up and makes the donation.
I challenge the other
There you go, make it a challenge.
Well, I make a motion that we do 5,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And I sent out an email earlier today. We are looking for donations for baskets. Every fair is asked to donate a basket for the silent auction and something for the live auction. Bob said earlier that he was in charge of baskets last year and they were terrible. They weren't terrible, but I mean, it was just a basket of rum. So, I mean, I think people enjoy that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. Baskets with alcohol tend to go for a lot. I mean, you guys have all been to Rotary auctions, elk auctions. You know all how those auctions work. People like to buy those kinds of things. So if you have anything that, you know, anybody that has something, if you know somebody at a winery that they can donate some wine, or a distillery that can donate something, or you know somebody that, you know, could donate, you know, some hotel nights at the coast or something like that. Please let me know. The Oregon Fairs Association can provide a tax write-off receipt as well. But other than that, Bob and I are working on some things. We'll probably put together another rum basket.
Jerry's got a condo in Mexico.
Jerry's got a house here in Hillsborough, we'll find out. We just won't tell Jerry.
So be thinking about that in the next week or so. And if you come up with anything, please let me know and we'll get that in the auction as well. And those funds also go to support 4-H and effort-based auctions. So
I'll have Tina put together a wine basket.
okay, great.
We belong to Archery Summit, so I'll use
Okay.
ours.
Excellent, thank you. Archery, is that what you said, Archery Summit?
Yeah.
All right, that is all that I have, unless you guys have other announcements.
You talk about the breakfast at all?
We can.
I thought it went pretty good.
Once we moved outside,
Once we moved outside.
I guess I did.
it was real tough inside.
Yeah. it
Just
was-
too small.
Yeah, too
It
small.
was really hard, Jake. Yeah.
Yeah, do anything. So once we moved back outside like we normally did, it was perfect.
Good. I heard that it went well.
Great.
The kids like it inside for breakfast.
I believe so. Kristen, if you're still online, maybe you can pop in and answer this question. Bill was just asking if the kids liked having the breakfast inside the Clover Leaf. We did have it set up with tables and chairs and stuff, so.
That one we did ask. We got a bit of a mixed message. Some people said they really liked it. Some people said it was too crowded and they wanted more seating outside. So I wondered if next time we could offer that as like an option and maybe having some more tables outside.
I think we can easily put tables outside, maybe more picnic tables and throw some umbrellas up over there.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see why there would be a reason we couldn't.
I did talk to Elmer's too, and Elmer's did short us the first 2 days.
Oh, is that
That's
why
why
you
we
went?
that's why we ran out. And Bob apologized and said it'll never happen, but the last day, he gave us more than enough.
Well, I laughed when you said that you ran out. I'm like, gosh, how big were those pancakes that they were making?
Well, we did some big ones.
There were some big ones in there.
There is some big ones.
The real good pancake maker, Jason.
Years of experience.
Right.
He's still in my heart.
You know, it went good.
Yeah, he is.
Other than like we said,
He is a
but,
good pancake maker.
Yeah.
But as long as they were happy, they had enough, that was it.
Sounds good.
I don't think we need to make any changes.
No.
No, I mean, let's see in our Fair Board coffee. But I think that's
That was
still,
it.
that was it, okay.
You know, we can have Bob reach out to
Long bottoms.
Long Bottom and see if they still have that program where they can do branded coffee. I mean, we haven't done it for a while. I found that coffee like buried in the back of a cabinet. It was probably
Okay.
extremely stale, but
I think there's a couple packs still left when we packed it up.
okay.
Yeah, and we've got a couple cows.
Yeah.
The real good cows.
Little big still on the back.
That's right.
Well, we had that rush. But they're pretty patient.
Yeah, they were.
Doesn't matter how fast you start making them early. Yeah. You just did that.
But it was nice being to have the pancakes right there next to them. We didn't have to use the kitchen.
No,
What we did is we put it out on the tables
Put it right out.
underneath the back room of the Clover Leaf there. And that's where he went ahead and put them out there and got them.
Gary's a little slow with my coffee. And I hate to bring that up, but in front of
Well, that's
everyone,
just you.
you could have been there quicker.
We had some really great youth volunteers helping us too.
This is not true. We always had
Wait.
coffee there.
Wait, what was that, Jason?
So we had some really great youth volunteers helping us too. Gary's granddaughters and Frankie, it was
Yeah.
great. They did a
I did have
excellent job.
pretty adorable little volunteers helping you.
Yeah, they were a big help, really.
That was a
Like,
big
you know,
help.
we can do it again.
Big help.
All right, then, anything else for the good of the order?
Nope, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Thank you. Nothing.
Thank you.
Okay,
See you in a couple weeks.
thank you.
Thank you.
So that starts Thursday.
Thank you.
It starts Thursday.